Well, for years, getting a US passport was seen as the final destination for many immigrants. You study in America, you build a career, get a green card, complete the naturalization process, and finally take the oath. But now the US government is putting renewed focus on denaturalization cases. That's right, the Department of Justice has been pursuing civil cases where it alleges that citizenship was obtained illegally or through any material misrepresentation. These cases can involve serious immigration fraud. It can involve false information, identity issue, or other allegations that are connected to the original immigration process. And yes, this is important for the Indian diaspora because many Indian professionals, they spend maybe years moving through the immigration system, from H-1B to green card to citizenship. Well, the key issue is that becoming a citizen does not erase allegations about how that citizenship was actually obtained. If the government claims that material information, it was deliberately hidden or false information was provided during the immigration process, it can ask a federal court to revoke naturalization. Now, that does not mean every naturalized citizen is suddenly at risk, but it does mean that people with complicated immigration histories should take their oath seriously. Previous H-1B applications, employment record, marriages, tax filing, and immigration forms, it can all become important part if questions are raised. Well, for immigrants, paperwork is not just paperwork. It cannot be. It can become a record of your entire journey. First of all, if you are working in tech on an H-1B visa, there is one number that you need to remember right now. Well, 60 days. I know we have talked a lot about these 60 days, but the 2026 layoff, the tech layoff, well, it has crossed massive milestone. Now, we have discussed this story in the past. 127,000 job cuts. But let me tell you here, ladies and gentlemen, the 2026 tech layoff wave has crossed a massive milestone. With more than 127,000 job cuts reported across hundreds of companies. And you know what makes this different from the earlier layoff is that many companies are not simply cutting costs because business is weak. Well, they are reconstructing because billions of dollars are being redirected towards artificial intelligence, automation, and even AI infrastructure. Well, look at some of the biggest names in technology today. Well, Apple has reportedly cut positions linked to Siri and Vision Pro as it reshapes its AI strategy. TikTok, well, it has carried out another round of layoffs affecting engineering and e-commerce team. Then comes LinkedIn. LinkedIn has also reduced engineering roles, so these are not just sales or administrative jobs that are disappearing. Core technology roles are also affected too. And for an H-1B worker, losing that job, it is not just a career problem. It can quickly become an immigration problem too. Once employment formally ends, the H-1B worker generally has about 60-day grace period, subject to the applicable rule and individual circumstances. And here's the most important part. Severance pay does not necessarily mean that your immigration clock has stopped. What matters is your official employment status and termination date. And that is why foreign workers need to know their visa timeline before a reconstruction that happens. Because in today's tech industry, your next job search, it may have to happen alongside your immigration strategy. And this brings us to another question. What happens when the person who already has US citizenship suddenly finds the government questioning how that citizenship was actually obtained?